Morning, Trainiacs. Finally, after 3 weeks of doing a makeshift little cobbled together swim package of gear in my swim bag that isn't quite from the Tower 26 recommended list, I got it all. Picked up old swim gear. Now we got new swim gear. Now we gotta head off to a different pool. We're not swimming at standard pool today. Alright, old swim bag, new swim gear. Before we get into that, show you my pretty face along with new shades. These here are Gooder shades. Run Gooder. Stay tuned. Trainiacs can get a discount through our new coaching platform. So, old swim bag was really just based off of what gear we use day to day. There wasn't specific gear that we used for specific drills. We'll pull all this stuff out now from old swim bag. I'll start with the basics. Cap. The goggles that I use are the circuit goggles. I have a clear set for in the pool, an old mirrored set for open water swimming, and a new mirrored set for when these start leaking. That is a Finis goggle, hands down my favorite goggle. Nice little balance of super comfy during long swims. Really good for still diving off the block because it's not so big, and then they still work, suck onto your face really well in open water. Roka Sim shorts for my floaty pants, which I will still use only on recovery days, like Monday to recover after a long weekend. Finis Tempo Trainer metronome, that beep, 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 to help speed up my swim stroke. That's gonna stay. We're actually using that today. And a dive towel and Speedo in here in case I ever forget a towel and Speedo. Now here's what we're replacing. This is the standard pull buoy that you'd probably expect, made of foam. We're replacing that with the Eni buoy. These are basically like plastic jugs, and why these are really nice is because they're buoyant for starters, but you can fill them up with water one at a time or both, so when it's empty, you can reduce drag, get a lot of buoyancy. When one is full or two is full, you can add drag, make it more of a strength set. So this goes away. We're gonna often use this with an ankle strap. Now Tower 26 recommends an actual fabric strap so that there's no give at all. I find that while these Roka straps or Finis straps that are really sturdy, if you figure eight them and make them really tight at the start while they don't have a lot of give, what you want is your ankles to be totally locked in so that you're not kicking whatsoever. Pair that with that and you can really feel if your body is moving side to side and wiggling, and if you need to tighten up your core. Snorkel, that's gonna stay. Now these are the Tier crossblade fins. These are the Tier crossblade fins. The issue that I have with these old ones is that a former college swimmer about 6 years ago, he said, you know what I recommend is chopping off the end of your fins so that they're more like Zoomers. Now that's fine if you're a really strong swimmer, if you're training for races that are 50 to 200 meters long. Fact of the matter is, we need something like this. We need a longer fin, a little more supple, straight edge. So we need that length as recommended by Jerry Rodriguez to train properly as triathletes. So these babies, they go away in place of these. And then paddles. I've talked a lot about paddles. I've liked the agility paddles from Finis, but what Jerry Rodriguez from Tower 26 says is that all of those paddles that add drag to your swim stroke, it adds a lot of pressure on your shoulder, and it's an advanced move that if you don't have the strength, if you don't have the technique, if you don't have the miles in your arms, it might cause injury and difficulty. So what we have here are the tech paddles, and these actually go on like this, and what it trains your arm to do is to not cup the water and break your wrist like that. So you just hold on to it, and it doesn't really add any force. It really just gives you the right feeling for the water, that you're grabbing it with your forearm right there and creating a nice catch. So those go in the bag too. And finally, this is critical for open water swimming. We need the stability and the strength in our shoulders and our arms that we can crash through the waves. We've got stability to maybe get knocked around as people are hitting us. Before every workout, we do a set of stretch cords where we're constantly reinforcing that strength endurance to have really nice, stable arm strokes. And this has greatly increased in size now. Now, Trainiacs, we take said ginormous bag and we swim and then run. Well, 2 casualties during that swim. Me, 36 fast 50s with a fast turnover, and the Eenie buoy came apart. There's supposed to be 2 screws, hold this together, came undone. So if you get one of these, maybe just tighten up that screw or put a little bit of crazy glue in it. We can fix this. We can fix this after the run. That is a done day there, Trainiacs. That was 30. Oh, what is that all about? Whoa, I don't like that. That is a 3,600 meter swim in an hour 20, and a 5.9K, about 3.6 miles in 30-minute run. Rest week. Nothing crazy. So some of those items there, Trainiacs, are a little bit tough to find. So what I'll do is I will put a link in the description below to a kit.com that I've put together, where it links out to all of the specific recommended gear from Tower 26. And there's a really good reason that we use all of those specific items. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a Saturday of working out. If you aren't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button below. If you are subscribed, just continue being you. Go out there with a positive attitude. That's all I ask. And check out the Triathlon Taren podcast, the most highly reviewed tri podcast in the world. Just saying.